Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is April. I go by Ruby Rouge here on the YouTubes. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to like and comment and subscribe if you do in fact like the content, you have something to say and would like to see me again. And yeah, I really appreciate you being here. I know I just said that, but I do. Today's video is an inventory, and it's an inventory of all the makeup and skincare and all that related stuff that I have. When I was prepping this video, now this might get confusing for a second, I was prepping to film this video and I was getting my photos taken and I realized I made a kind of a mistake-ish. So let me get started and let me tell you what I did here. I wrote this down, so I'm kind of just going to read it because I was trying to keep the thought process straight in my mind. I have been keeping an inventory since 2014. That is so long, like, oh my gosh. This is going to be my 7th year. And originally I started the inventory to help me keep track of the products and to help me use some products up because I just had that one of those aha moments that I had way more product than I was comfortable with and that I could ever use before it expired. So it was just I gotta get some of this under control, and that was the approach that I chose. My very first year I realized that there was gonna be like a bit of an issue because I have this particular shopping habit, and this is pretty much the way I've shopped for many years. And I think it has to do with makeup sale patterns. So I don't like to pay full price for makeup, and so I don't really shop throughout the year. I tend to focus my shopping during the holiday season when a lot of it is on sale. Since I started this pattern, makeup sales have become more frequent, but back in 2014, like, makeup was on sale like twice a year, and that was pretty much it. So what would happen is like I would do really great throughout the year and I would use up all these products, and then I would turn around and replenish my collection in like November and December when the makeup was on sale. So it kind of looked like I was never really making much progress. So what I decided to do when I started keeping an inventory, I would just cut off the inventory in November. So from January to November, I run the inventory, I see what I use from January to November, and then I cut it off. And then I say that's my final for the year. So November and December, I'm really busy and don't have time to do it anyways. So I start again in January to November. You'll see what I mean when I show you the numbers. But the problem was when I photographed my inventory, the numbers didn't match up, and then I needed an explanation. I should have photographed the inventory at the end of November, probably. I don't know. Anyways, guys, welcome to my inventory. This is the mess that it is. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be deceptive or confusing, but I'm definitely being confusing right now. So I'm going to shut up and just show you the pictures. Okay, so let's start with body wash. Keep in mind, the pictures are current from this year. This is the first year I've taken pictures, so I don't have other pictures to show you. But I do kind of want to talk about some of the past information. Over the last several years, I've really been stocking up at the Lush Boxing Day sale. So the last 2 years, I've had a little bit of extra product left over at the end of the year, which isn't my favorite, but overall in the body care category, I think I pretty much have it under control. So my goal, so as long as I can keep it this way, I'm content. I'm starting this year with 9. I know that I started last year with a lot more than that. I bought way too much stuff last year at the Boxing Day sale. My goal in all categories of body care, except for perfume and body sprays, is to completely roll everything out and start fresh the next year. Soap, I mean, it stayed pretty consistent over the years. I did have a high point of 6 in 2016, but for the most part, I mean, it stays right at between 0 and 2. Body scrub, I did have like a brief obsession with body scrub back in 2015. I remember this really clearly. And I was like trying all these different body scrubs, and then I was like, yeah, I found the one I liked. I stick with that one for the most part, and I'm pretty happy there. Lotion is a problematic category, and I always have too much lotion, and I don't think that I actually realized it until like right now at the second, and I don't know why I always have too much lotion. I'm down from 18 in 2014 to 7 at the end of 2020. I'm at 10 right now. Bubble bath, bath bombs, all that kind of fun bath stuff. I did in 2016, I really got into Lush bath bombs, and I was like hoarding them, and I went really crazy. over bath bombs, and then I realized, I'm not a huge fan of bath bombs. They're a little bit too expensive for what I'm getting out of them. I started with I got into Epsom salts, the Dr. Teal's Epsom salts, and yeah, I can keep it right at 1, 2, or 3. I will still pick up a bath bomb occasionally. Like I said, at the Boxing Day sale. And I picked up 2 this year, and I forgot to photograph my Epsom salts, but they're in there. Body sprays. So I used to have so many body sprays. I was one of those kids that, but I was one of those like people that had, take 15 or more. And I remember the day that I realized how many body sprays I had, and I was just like, yeah, let's start working through these. That was probably way back in 2008, I think, was when I started realizing like that I had too much stuff in my life. And 2014 I still had 7, 2015 down to 6, and then finally 2016 was like the year, and now I'm seeing it slowly creep back up. Right now I have 5. Perfume. My whole life I've pretty much had 4 perfumes at a time. I have had a couple surges in life, but for the most part, I like to have about 4 perfumes. I have like a winter perfume, a summer perfume, and like a springy perfume, and then just like another perfume. I feel like that's what I pretty much always have. Actually, I kind of have 4 perfumes because now when I go over to rollerballs, I do have one rollerball in this category. At one point in time, I had 13 rollerballs, and I remember this. I was like, what? I had 13 rollerballs and 16 perfume minis. We'll get to that in just a second, but I had so much perfume just in the form of those 2 things. It took a minute to get through those. Right now I have Emporio Armani Because It's You, and then this Frangipani by Lush. And then I have perfume minis, and I'm going to tell you, I messed up photographing these, and then I forgot a few, so, yeah, I kind of messed this one up. In 2014, I had 17 perfume minis, and I know a lot of you guys probably still have 17 perfume minis. No shade. They add up so quickly. So I made kind of this commitment. I'm going to finish these. I'm going to get rid of them. And I am never going to let them collect like I'm letting them collect again. Right now, I have about 6. I know I messed up this photo, but I do have about 6 of these. Right now, I am on a mission to complete them and get them out. Shave cream. I've never really had a problem with shave cream. Right now, I have 2. Like, not a big deal. Body care totals. Now, I think this is the fun part because you can really see, what's going on here. So 2014, 52. 2015, 57. A high of 69 in 2016. And then I finally got it together. In 2017, it was like 34, 31, 26, 26. And right now I have 43, but it's the beginning of the year. So by the end of the year, I think I'll be back in the 20s again. As long as I play by my own rules and don't do anything too crazy. I'm not trying to, once again, I'm not trying to shade anyone or tell you what you should and shouldn't have. I'm just telling you what, for me, I'm giving you my comfort levels. Because I know everybody's are different, and I totally respect that. Shampoos. Let's go to hair care. Shampoo, full size. Now, I remember having a big problem with that, and I am now currently having a big problem with that again. I don't know how exactly I did that, but highest number ever was 2014. I had 13, and then now, starting the beginning of the year, I have 12. Ending 2020, I had 10. So, I'm not doing as good as I want to be there. I see a few things like this refresh stuff. I got that from Influencer. I don't really like it. The Dove came into my life as a gift. I do like it, but I don't use it every day. It's not like my everyday go-to. So yeah, I see how that happened actually now that I'm looking at it. Deep conditioners. Right now I have 5, and I think that's a pretty good number for me to be starting the year out with. Most of the time I have 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. I mean, I try to keep it at 1, 2, or 3, depending on what my needs are at the time. Now that I really enjoy having Olaplex, so that's kind of an extra product. So as long as I'm enjoying having Olaplex, I'll probably have 2 to 3 products at least. Shampoo minis. Wow, 21 in 2016. 21. This is shampoo and conditioner, but
like, that's a lot. I think a lot of that came from boxes. So I did eventually get rid of subscription boxes. I did a really good video. I think it's really good. I did a really good video on BoxyCharm, like what happened, like with all the products and where they ended up in my life and how much, you know, how beneficial was it for me to continue that. I will link that video up there. 18, 21, 12, 12, 17, 6. Hair care is a category I've really been working to get under control since basically I started doing this inventory. It's one of the harder categories, I think, for me, just because hair care kind of takes me a long time to use, especially full-size products can take like a whole year to get through a full-size shampoo and conditioner. So yeah, I finally... From 2019, I went from 17 to the end of 2020. I went through 6. So during 2020, I really worked on shampoo and conditioner minis and got through the majority of them. I currently have 9, and a few of those are actually foil packets. And a couple of those I have and I'm almost done with because I'm reviewing them for something. And then deep conditioner sample sizes. 11 was my high point in 2016. I think once again from boxes. I worked on that. I started working on that pretty much immediately. I got it down to 7, 5, 4, 3. Now I have 5. I will finish. I would like to finish the rest of these this year. I think that that's totally doable. Styling size. Styling products full size. 18. That was like really hard. Most of you guys know if you're into hair care products at all, it takes hair care full-size styling products take about a year for me to get through, at least. Sometimes like 1, 2, 3 years. So in 2014 I had 18. I finally got it, I think probably a declutter helped me get it down to 10. I stayed at 10, 6, 7, 7, 7. So it just kind of stays right here. I think that's probably the number that it will stay at. I actually have goal numbers. I should have added those in. Styling sample. Now this number, 50. Okay, you know what? I think though, 2014, I don't think I separated out. I just think I had all my minis. So I don't think I separated out deep conditioners, shampoo, deep conditioner samples. I just put all of them in minis. But the next year when I did separate them out, I did still have 23 styling sample minis. That's so many. I'm so glad I don't have that much anymore because those are also hard to get through. So 23, 20, 14, 10, 11, 7. And right now I have 9 of them. And I think I forgot to photograph them. Alright, hair care totals. Now you're going to be able to see that I really have been working on this throughout the years. So 2014, 81. 2015, 69. 2016, 73. 44, 44, 50, 36. So at the end of 2020, I'm finally down to 36 versus, 81. I started at 81. Big difference. Right now I have 52, but I do see quite a few things that will be able for me to get out this year, and I'm kind of on like a little bit of a no-buy for hair care till I finish a few things. Next up, hand cream. Oh, I'm not really sure what happened here. Actually, I know exactly what happened here. Gifting, and yeah, it's basically all about gifting. Whether it was me by purchasing things for gifts and not actually needing to give the gift, or vice versa, or somebody actually giving me a gift. So I have a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 hand creams here. The highest number I've ever had started in 2014, and that was 6. And then I had like 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 3, and now I have 11. That's a lot. I'm really working on hand creams this year. Foot creams for me, I'm good at 2. Majority of my life, I usually have 2 or 1 or 2. I usually only really like to have 1 dedicated foot cream, and I like for it to have the glycolics in it, the acids in it, the AHAs. Otherwise, I just would use regular lotion, and sometimes I do use regular lotion, but yeah, my foot cream, I really want to have acids in it. Foot scrub, I used to have this as a category, and now I don't anymore. I realized I don't really need a separate foot scrub. Face cleanser. Okay, these numbers are always kind of high for me because I buy this African Formula Sulfur soap and I buy it in packs. They usually come in packs of 6, and then I get the Cetaphil and it usually comes in packs of 3 or 6. At one point was 17 was my 23 was my highest ever. I'm glad I don't have that many. I don't need that many right now. And I remember doing this video. It's on this channel somewhere. I think this was around the time I started doing Marie Kondo. I'm going to try to link it up here somewhere. But I remember sitting down in front of my skincare and feeling like I wanted to vomit. I felt so sick to my stomach because I was like, I have got to get rid of some of this stuff. It was just way, way, way too much. And 23 face cleansers for me is out of my comfort zone. But we're doing pretty good on these. I feel like I'm in control of that number that we have there. Cleanser samples. I've done really well here too at just kind of keeping a check on these. A lot of the problem here comes from boxes once again. So now that I'm not getting boxes, I don't have a problem here. It says I have 8. And that's including the Erno Laszlo Duo Cleanse. So technically those are just one product, but I did count them. Cleansing cloths. Now, I had to buy these in a huge box of 50, and I really, really prefer these over the other type of big packaging with just the bunch. I like these single use. They actually, for me, end up creating less waste because they don't dry out. And the only time I ever use cleansing cloths is when I'm traveling. So I just counted these as one though. Moisturizers full size. Now, I did really good in this category for a long time because my face does not really like moisturizers. It just doesn't. I know that that's heresy to say that. My face does not like moisturizers. It breaks out. I have to be really, really careful. Not something I invest time, effort, money into, except for having a good sunscreen. I actually have 3 sunscreens right now. The duplicate Derma E was kind of an accident. I thought I was out and I forgot that I had bought one. So now I have 2. And then the Mario Badescu I wanted to try. The Erno Laszlo, I wanted to try. And then the Rose I got at a box. So I kind of have a lot right now, but hopefully I'll get through those and kind of probably end up decluttering a little bit of that. Moisturizer samples, same thing. I don't want too many samples of moisturizers. At one point in 2014 I had 20. And then I got it down to 15. And then I had 16. At the end of 2020 I had 0. And then I got this guy with stuff that I had bought. I actually used my rewards on this because it looked interesting to me. So I wanted to try that. Okay, so treatments and serums, we have 17. That's down from 26 in 2014. And up 4 from the 13 that I had at the end of the year. So I ended up getting 4 of those around the holidays. This is really, I have way too many eye creams going on right now. And that was one of the last things, when I was getting boxes, I was starting to get a bunch of eye creams. And I usually don't have this many. So I had 4 in 2014. And then now I'm all the way up to 9, I think. Okay, pills, masks, and scrubs. This has been a problem category for me for a while. I actually dedicated a whole project pan to it. I'll link that somewhere below. I have now rolled it into my 21 Skin is in 2021 project pan. But the whole goal of that was to help me get rid of pills, masks, and scrubs because I had so many of them. I started in 2014, I had 32, then 17, that was probably a mistake because then I was right back up to 33, 24, 23, 29, 18. I mean, I just kept going. I ended 2020 with 18. I did forget to photograph a few of them. I will try to re-photograph them, but just in case I am missing some out of this photo. And 24. So I'm starting the year with 24 after I recounted my numbers. And I think this is going to be the year. I have the feeling, I've looked over what I have and I'm like, you know what? I think I can use the majority of this stuff this year. I see it. So for overall skincare totals for me in 2014 were 120. I mean, so I ended the year in 2020 at 56. So, I mean, that's a huge difference over the years. of just getting rid of stuff and not replacing. All right, now we're going to get to the makeup totals. I also did want to mention, I don't think I've mentioned this yet. Another reason I wanted to go through and update my inventory is because I did feel like I had a lot of things that had just kind of been missed being put onto my inventory, so I kind of wanted to go through and correct it. So some of my finish in 2020 numbers aren't exactly probably right. There were probably missing items. Primers and setting sprays. Now this category, it seems like I have like a lot more than I really need. I feel like I need like one or two. I'm not really sure what's going on here. But I went from, I don't think I used to keep track of these. So in 2014, 2015, it said I had 0, but I think I probably put them somewhere else. But 2016, I had 9, 7, 8, 8, 7. Now I'm back up to 9. I need to get through some of these. It's not even something, like I hardly ever use primers. I do like to have like one setting spray, and I have, well, I only have 2, and I have a backup of Fix Plus. Okay, so I'm not doing as bad as I think that I am. Foundation. Oh gosh, I did not use any foundations up last year, and that was really shocking to me. Yeah, so that kind of put me behind. The last 2 years, I'm still buying. Let's see. I haven't changed my buying habits, but I have changed my usage habits. So I'm currently using a lot less, and I'm still buying the same amount. So 2014, I had 17, then a 10, 9, 4. That was great. 7, 6, and then 10, and now 14. It's a little much for me. Foundation minis. Thankfully, I don't have very many of these. I have 2 little samples. At one point, I had 12 foundation mini samples. Like, where did I get so many from? Concealers. I feel like I do okay with concealers. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with my concealer selection. 2014, 7, 7, and then in 2016, I had 14. So that wasn't, I remember being stressed about that. I was like, whoa. So then I rebounded all the way to 5, 11, 9, 9, 9. So I feel pretty good with what I have now. I have a few, like I said, that are getting ready to go. BB creams, I don't wear anymore, but at the time I started my inventory, I had 7, and then I had 2. And then it was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Powder. Powder is another thing that I stopped using quite as frequently. I changed my foundation so it requires less powder, and I'm not touching up so much throughout the day as I was. So I'm using a lot less powder, and I'm still kind of buying the same amount. So I need to take a minute and rebalance that. But 2014 I had 8, and then I had 13, 10, 7, 4, 10, 7. So like right now I have 9. Highlighters. This category is not making me happy, and I use these so slowly, and a lot of these I didn't even buy. No, I did buy a lot of these. Let me quit lying to myself. I got a few in boxes, but the reality is that I did pick up a lot of these. The problem is some of them come in pallets, some of them I actually picked up. I am taking a break from highlighters until I can use a few. I haven't set like a specific goal, but started at 10, 8, 11, 9, 11, 11, 26, 27. Problem with highlighters is they take me forever to use. I mean, I can finish maybe one a year. So if that's pretty ambitious. I would say more realistic would be one every 2 years. Bronzer, same thing. I have a lot of bronzers, and possibly one per year. So 6, 9, 10, 9, 11, 11, 9. Now I have 14. I think that was just a miscount on my part somewhere, but so I need to work on some of those. Totals for highlight and bronzer are a little bit out of control for me. 16, 17, 21, 20, 26, 38, 35, 41. So I'm starting with 41. That's just too much for me in that category. So I think this is going to be a good category, I think, for me to get into with my Project 10 uses this year. So I can really get into some of these and kind of see if I even need to keep them. All right, let's go over to blush. And blush is another thing that I think will be a good candidate for Project 10 uses. I just feel like I have too many. 14 and 20, 14, 17, 26, 27, 20, 19, 20. This is another category I hardly ever use. I hardly ever finish these off. I've been working on these two Tarte blushes forever, for 2 years a piece now, for 2 years. So 23 is too many because that would be 46 years worth of blush, I think. Or even if it was only 23 years worth of blush, that's a lot of years worth of blush. I need to go through these and kind of declutter. I did do like not too long ago. I did like a pretty savage blush declutter. I'm going to guess it looks like 2019. So I'll link that up here. But yeah, I mean, it was savage. And I still have all of this. And that makes it harder because all of these are really blushes that I do like for the most part. I see two that I'm like, those can probably go. All right. Oh, I hear my son has found his recorder, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. I mean, he's a musical genius. What am I apologizing for? Pure, get a grip. All right, these are eye primers. I'm pretty happy with this amount of eye primers. I have 3 singles to quads. I don't have a lot of singles to quads, and when I do, they're in my Z palette, so I kind of count them just as like a palette. I used to have a ton of them, so I had 13, 6, 3, 4, and then now I've just kind of quit counting that category. At one time, I don't have any of these anymore either. I had these Bare Minerals eyeshadows, the loose pot shadows. I had 24. I had 24 of those, and then I just decluttered them. I couldn't use them. I mean, I did. I tried, but they were forever. They took forever to use one. So I went through a couple, but I went from 24 to 16, 11, 7. Finally, I was just like, okay, thank you. I tried. Next category, these are going to be cream eyeshadows, liquid eyeshadows. I have 4 of these. That's a good number for me. They're not something I reach for very often. I like these 4. I hardly ever reach for them though. So I'm going to, I try to put them in projects so that I remember, but palettes. Now, I just updated this and my numbers were really off towards the end of the year. So for my final for 2020 was probably really wrong. Palettes, I went from 18, 14, 26, 26, 33, 25, 26. And now I have 36. I have too many palettes, so I feel a palette declutter coming up this year at some point. These are my kind of just single shadows. There's like the square ones are Inglot. That's my MAC palette. These are photographed really incredibly weird. I'm sorry. They were like certainly weren't going to fit all in one photo, and I just did what I could. These are all my VZ Art palettes. I have 8 of them. These are my favorites. The next ones I have, I actually just got another Natasha Denona palette, which isn't on the inventory. I just got that in my Boxy, not BoxyCharm, what's that Beautylish bag? Lucky bag. My Lorac palettes, an old Smashbox palette that I wanted to play with, this Kat Von D palette, this probably needs to be decluttered. Yeah, Crown palette. Nothing too exciting here. This is from BoxyCharm. Dose of Colors. And then there's my Pat McGrath palette. My Huda Beauty palette, which I'm panning this year. Another Lorac, little mini Lorac. And an ABH palette. All of my other ABH palettes, well, I only had I feel like I decluttered one, I don't remember. And then the Modern Renaissance. And I destroyed that one. Because it was getting old. And I was over it. Now this is what I have from Charlotte Tilbury. The 2 of them are new, and the one in the top corner with the palette of pops, that one I did just start using and I really like it. Oh, Ofra. I have some Ofra singles. They were mixed in all with the singles that you probably wouldn't be able to know that they were Ofra. But I really do like Ofra shadows, so I thought that I would try some of these. So I bought 2 new palettes when they were deeply discounted over Christmas. And then I have 2 palettes from Juvia's Place. I had one more, but I decluttered it. I like Juvia's Place formula. This is my Tati Beauty palette. It was kind of big, so it got its own photo. And then we're on to brows. Brow products. I feel like I do good with brow products. They're not that exciting. 55878 so yeah. Mascara is something I feel like I've really worked on over the years. I always had too many mascaras, and I feel like I have like a decent number. I still want to get it down just a bit, but 2014 I had 15, 11, 10, 5, 8, 5, 5. I like to be at about 5. Right now I have 7. I did end up getting 2 more. Eyeliners. I just did a major eyeliner declutter, and I have these 6 eyeliners right now, and that makes me really happy. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with having 6 eyeliners. I could actually do with less. As long as I have some Inglot Duraline, I can pretty much make a liner anytime I actually were to need it. But at one point I had 23. I had 24. Then I had 19, 10, 11, 15, 4, 6. So yeah, I like that much better. Over the years, 43 brow mascara eyeliner products. 40 down to 37, down to 22. Up to 27, 23, down to 12, and now I have 16. So I feel really good about that. That's really nice. I do have some, well, let me stop here. I do have lashes. I've never inventoried lashes before. I don't know if I'm going to start, but I just kind of feel like I should probably declutter these. Some of them. I don't use many lashes. All right, let's go into lips. Lip scrub. I have 3. I would really only like to have 1. Yeah. Lip gloss. Lip gloss is not my favorite, but I do like to have a couple. I have a little bit extra right now, and that's okay, but I would like to have less. So 2014 I had 30 of them, then up to 37, and then finally I was like, nope, we got to do something, and I got to 23, 16, 8, 10, 9, 13. At one point during my YouTube journey, I did do a massive lipstick declutter. I will put it somewhere. Lipstick lip gloss declutter. Yeah, and that really helped me tremendously. I really went through and I rated all of my products. Oh gosh, I should attach that or give you a screenshot of that sheet. But like, yeah, I ranked all of them. It was pretty much a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Yeah. Lipsticks. These are all my bullet lipsticks. But lipsticks total, let me just show you both pictures. Lipsticks total, I have 32, which is up a little bit. I'd like to get that back down. So in 2014, I had 20, then I had 34, then 42, then 46, then 42, 42, 27. Now I have 32. I like all, like after doing that lipstick declutter, I just know which formulas I love. And I mean, these are pretty much all pretty impressive formulations of lipsticks. There might be a couple newer ones that I'm not 100% sold on yet, but lip liners, I have 6. That's probably too many, but a couple of these are getting old and they'll age out soon anyway, so whatever. But 2014 I had 9, 8, 2, 2. That was great. I was fine with 2. 3, 4, and now I have 6. So, lip balms. I did not photograph. I can't get my lip balms together, so I think I have 5. I'm just going to say 5 because, I don't know. I feel like they're everywhere and I can't find them, and I just need to do that one day, but I didn't feel like doing it now. Nail polish. Okay, so I don't know. These are my nail polishes, and this year I need to make a note somewhere, go through and work on some of these top coats and randomness stuff here. Because I know what I like, and I feel like I have a few things in this little mess here that that's not really my thing. This is my container that I keep all of my nail polishes in. I would like for every nail polish I own, including top and base coats, to go in here at some point. That would make me really happy. Because I just have found that over the years, I do not need nearly as many nail polishes as I used to have. 2014, I had 96. 2015, I had managed to declutter, get down to 71, then 55, 55, 55, 41, 54, which that 41 was probably a mistake, unless I did a declutter there somewhere. Yeah, because now I'm all the way back up to 54. Now I have 56. I want less than that. Because I just realized I just don't need this many. I don't. I have more than enough of what I need. I do shop my stashes on like nail picks for every month on Instagram. It's ruby_rouge_reviews if you're interested, but I do that on Instagram, and like I always have plenty and extra for the month. And I'm like, I just don't, well, what's the point? Anyways, overall, I'm pretty happy. I feel like since I started keeping an inventory, I really do have a better handle on what I own, what I'm bringing in, what place it has in my life, and that feels good. So all of my categories totaled up. In 2014, I had 611 products. 2015, I had 537, then 561, then 410, 400, 398, 357. So I ended the year of 2015 or 2020. Oh my God, I don't know why I messed that up. I ended the year of 2020 at 357, and my goal was 350. I didn't quite hit it, and obviously there were some mistakes in there. But that makes me really, really super pumped, and that gives me hope that I can hit that goal this year, at the end of this year. I have 470 products. That's really, really, really similar to what I started with last year. I think I had like somewhere between 480 and 500 actually last year. So I think that I'll be able to do it this year as long as I stay focused and don't go on some kind of big shopping binge. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. I know this video was long. I hope that most of it made sense. I hope my pictures were good enough, and I hope most of it made sense. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions or you want to know anything or any kind of videos you want to see. Don't forget to go follow me on ruby_rouge_reviews. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.